Welcome back to another exciting and thrill-filled adventure with DIY Nautical Dream.
Hi guys!
Hi guys.
Welcome back
Welcome back.
again. Anyways, let's go straight to our topic and project this week.
Yep.
We're gonna go back in the galley area to make. Yeah.
Back in the galley?
Yeah, why not?
Spent so much time in there already,
know,
but I guess
right?
we're gonna go. We like it there.
Yeah. To make a new teak panel with new lights.
Yep.
See?
We're gonna work on that.
Yeah, and then we're gonna be adding a new bilge switch and indicator light in helm area.
Yep.
So that's gonna be our project this week, and hopefully we'll have progress.
You will make some progress, no matter what.
All right, so let's get on it.
Yep. We'll see you in a little bit. We're gonna make some progress. We'll let you know how far we get.
Alrighty.
See ya. Okay, so for those who have been following along and those who have not, our boat currently does not have a bilge switch up in the cockpit, which I'll show you real quick. We don't have. Alright, so currently we don't have a bilge control switch up here in the cockpit, and which I think is a big safety hazard, big safety risk. I think you should be able to turn on and off the bilge pumps from the helm area here. So we're in the process of putting that in. So follow me and I'll show you what we got going on here. This was not a super easy thing, but I'll show you what we got going here. So what we did is, right here is the back side of the cockpit area that I just showed you on the camera. So what we have here is temporarily wired in a bilge control switch. So, and that follows this wire run here into the engine, down here into the engine compartment. So we'll show you where they're coming in at. It was not easy, but you know, we gotta get it in there. So if you look right here, you'll see the red and white wires right there coming in. They go in there and follow them right there, and then they're coming down here, down along there, there. Gonna go up underneath these hoses here, crossed, and between the engine and the generator over to there. And now we're picking up the wire run as it's coming across here on the side of the generator, and it's gonna run forward to that area there, and then they actually come out forward of the generator, and they're these wires right here. And then they go down to the bilge pump, and there's a bilge pump float switch down there also, and that's what activates it on and off, manually or automatically. And then if you look here, you can follow the run. The wire run goes under here, it's right there, right here. And I have, this is something nice to have, I ran an extra mouse line, so this is just a you know, nylon twine rope here. I ran extra mouse line because what that does is that's going to run the wires under here, and then they come over here over the top of the water tank, and from there when they go under here you have no way of really getting those wires. They come under the floor here, and then they end up coming up the back side right here, and you can see the mouse line running parallel with the wires, and they go right up underneath there, and then follow up there, come up out of here, and here we go. We have bilge pump control panel here that's going to be mounted at the nav station. And yeah, I know the wiring's all a mess and everything. That's the way it was when we bought it. We're going to fix all this, but for right now we really want to get a bilge pump manual control system in here, because it was only reliant upon bilge pump float switches, which both of them have failed, so there was no way to pump the water out of the bilge on this boat when we took possession of it, and it had been that way for who knows how long. So we went ahead and wired this up, and let's see if it works. This is actually the first time, so hopefully it works. Here we go. Hear that? That's some good news right there. Okay, very cool. So the other thing you'll notice is when that's running, the cockpit control switch, which is going to be mounted up in the helm area there, if you notice that, it's got lights running, indicator lights to show you the pump's actually running. So that's key, because sorry about all the running around, but that's key, because what we want is we want to be able to know our bilge pump is cycling on and off or running constantly while we're in the helm up there, you know, sailing and stuff like that. So that's a big deal, very important. And so then let's see if it works in manual mode here, which is good. Okay, so we're good to go. And then the next thing we're going to add is we're going to add a high water alarm. We'll put an alarm in here and an indicator light, and then we'll also put a light out there at the cockpit area as well. So when the high water pump, which is down in there somewhere, yeah, it's well, you can just kind of see it, but I'm not even sure how I'm going to get access to it right now, but I want to get that working as well. And so I don't know if we're gonna pull the batteries out or what to make that happen. But anyways, I know this doesn't look like much, but this is a big deal to get these wires ran and run them in a way that I'm happy with it. I still got to tie everything up and permanently route everything, but anyways, that's where we're at. The one thing I don't have hooked up yet is I don't have the power hooked up to the auto, which is on the float down there. I don't have that hooked up yet because when the bilge pump is in auto mode, water will pump out of the bilge, but then it backflows back to the pump through this. It's supposed to be a one-way valve. Well, it's not one way, and it's not holding water back. So what's happening is the float kicks back on, pump runs, and it'll just go on and off. And so we don't like that. But anyways, yeah, so this is a good deal here. We're pretty happy with this, and so yeah, this is going to be one big project off the list. What we now have is the ability also, which we did not have before. So now we can turn the bilge pump on and off from down here as well. And we also have a light, lets us know that it's on. And then we also show that it's in standby. So pretty cool. We didn't have that before. All we had before was a switch on the breaker panel that gave power to the float switch. And when we bought the boat, both of the float switches had already stopped working. So what that meant was if you were out at sea and you were taking on water, you had no way to get the water out of the boat. So yeah, not good. So now we have redundant systems, and then we're going to actually add another high water bilge pump and probably a bilge pump, high water bilge pump control switch also. But we'll just have that tied into the panel here. We're not going to go to the cockpit with that one. So yeah, anyways, and then we'll also have an alarm that'll sound when the high water pump comes on. We'll have an alarm that actually comes on inside the cabin area here, and then probably one in the cockpit as well. Lets us know that we have a problem before it gets too bad. Anyways, it doesn't look like much, but that was a lot of work. It took a couple days to run all those wires. So anyways, it's done now. And for those that are wondering if we're managing the jobs on the wall here, well, to be honest, not 100%, but we do have them, and some of them have been swapped out and completed, and new ones have been added. And so what we're going to do right now is we have this one complete. This one's been on here for quite a long time, so this one can go in the jobs complete column right over here. And then eventually what we do is once we have a large list of these complete, like we kind of have going right now, I'll move the completed ones over here to this back wall, just so we kind of have a log of what we've done so far. I know we have a lot of pictures, a lot of video footage and all that, but it's kind of just nice to have something we can read too that kind of just reminds us of what we've been doing. But anyways, yeah, we've got a lot done, but we have a long ways to go. So anyways, that's it on this bilge pump story for now, and there'll be more later coming on down the line. Like I said, we're going to put a high water pump alarm in, and we'll run a switch to the nav station as well that'll control that. So, but anyways, for now, that's it. So we feel a lot better now having a way to turn the bilge pump on manually, and also have an indicator light to know if the pump's coming on or not on its own. So that's a really good thing. We will be adding a high water alarm that'll let us know when the high water pump is on, and that'll be another nice safety feature to have, especially out in the cockpit area if you're out sailing, just to get that notification. And we may even add a bilge pump counter control panel on there, which will tell us how often the bilge pumps are cycling on and off. That's optional, but we may add that. We haven't quite decided on that yet, but I think it'd be nice to kind of have that as background, just to know how often our pumps are coming on and off, even when we're away from the boat. That's just one of those things we're still thinking about. We haven't quite decided. Okay, we're going to head back to the galley for so much more fun. Alright, so the plan for today is to begin removing the this vinyl covered plywood that goes up underneath the I don't know, what do you want to call it, the shelving here for the sidewall in the galley area here. So we're gonna have to remove the microwave. So we'll get that out. We're gonna disconnect this, remove this light, and this light will not be going back in. You can see this is rotted, so you know it needs to come out. We'll take this back off here, this trim piece. It's just temporarily installed, and continue working our way aft, and we'll remove this high-end light fixture right here, and eventually we'll have all this removed, and then we'll take that home and use it for measurements and template, and then we're going to replace this up under here with I don't know, we're going to see how it looks with teak plywood, so I think it'll look good. Anyways, and then we'll update with some nicer light fixtures, and I think it'll look nice with, we have wood trim here, and I think having the wood underneath here will look nice too, and we'll go from there. But yeah, we'll definitely make this a better installation than what we got going on right now. So that's the plan. We'll get to work. After all the Formosas that we looked at when we were boat shopping, we really wanted a boat with the interior that had all that wood look to it, you know, with the teak and everything in there. This galley just really screams out that it was either an apartment condo complex one time, or it was built from something you get from IKEA. So we want to try and change that and make it a little bit more nautical. So once we were able to remove the panel and take a look at it, it really doesn't look as bad as we were expecting it would be. We were thinking it was going to look more like some of the other areas of the boat that we've already been working and replacing wood in. And the rot here is just not as bad as it was in those sections. It still needs to be replaced, but it was nowhere near what we were expecting. Well, we got the vinyl covered plywood down, and yeah, this is a pleasant surprise here. I was really fully expecting to just find this totally rotted wood and was going to have to cut it out with the multi-tool, but okay, so that piece obviously has been, you know, that piece has been getting wet, which, okay, fine, but and then right down there as well, so no big deal. We can take care of that. And yeah, you can see this has been getting, you know, wet over the years, and it's lost all its strength. It's pretty much rotted. If we wanted to reuse this plywood again, we could. I've found a way to save it with the penetrating epoxy. We could remove the vinyl off of here and, you know, lightly sand it, get it perfectly flat, and recoat it with that penetrating epoxy. And yeah, we'd be able to save this if we wanted to, but I think what we're going to do instead is we'll just use this for our pattern to make our new piece of a rough cut. Use it as a template for our new piece of teak plywood that we want to put in here. I think it'll look a lot nicer. So I do want to kind of investigate this area here a little bit, just to kind of see what's been going on there. Why would it be getting wet? Is it a backing plate for something out here on the deck? Doesn't look like it, so I'm going to assume that it's just a secondary structure just to hold up the little mini headliner in here. But yeah, I'm pretty happy. Pretty happy with that. That's nice and solid. So what we're gonna do with this is we're just gonna coat this with penetrating epoxy and a couple coats of that, and that'll moisture proof it a little bit, give it some more life. We'll make a new piece of plywood to go in here, put that back in there, and yeah, this won't be a long running project like we did some of the other ones. This should be, you know, once I get everything cut that we want in here, the plywood and stuff fitted, this could be a pretty quick turn. I would like to clean this area up here a little bit. I'd like to fill in this void in the fiberglass. I'd like to fill that in, and I'll take care of that. And yeah, we're not in bad shape up here. Not like I really thought it would be. So that's a good thing. And wow. It's not the best. The plywood's not in the best condition, but it's gonna work for what we're using it for, so it'll be fine. And then back here where it's dark in the corners, obviously that was some water was sitting back there from these port lights were leaking like crazy. Every port light on this row was leaking, so, and it was just continuing to run aft. But you can see by the staining on the cabinet back here, water is just running down. So same thing there. We'll take care of it. We'll coat this up with some penetrating epoxy, and it'll be fine. We're not even going to take it out, so we'll be good. And yeah, that's it. Right on. So that's one of those pleasant surprises. Not bad as I thought it would be. So we'll just have to figure out. This is a lot longer than 8 feet. So we're gonna have to figure out where we want to do the split and how well can I conceal it. So looks like they got a split going down right there down the middle. So maybe that's what we do. All right, we'll figure it out. One area of concern after we dropped the panel was this section here, where it looks like we have some exposed honeycomb, and this clearly looks like a defect that was left in the boat from the factory when it was built. It doesn't have any signs of cracking or any kind of movement or sagging in the deck there or anything like that. I just think this was some kind of a defect that happened in the build process, and they decided to leave it and not repair it or anything like that. So we're going to come up with some kind of a little repair that's at least going to seal the honeycomb, and we'll just do the best we can with it and move on. Secondary structure, it's not supporting the deck or anything like that, so it's not real critical, but when we see stuff like this, we just can't leave it. So one of the first steps to repairing this, we wanted to embed as much thickened epoxy into the open core, honeycomb core, that we could, so we can seal that so no moisture can get into that and just basically protect it. And then we layer that with a couple layers of light fiberglass cloth, and hopefully that'll be good enough, and then we'll move on. Probably could have left it just the way it was, but since we saw it and we know about it, we really need to do what we feel is the right thing and put a repair on it. Alright, so we went ahead and epoxy filled the big crack or void, whatever was in there, and then we layered it over with several layers of fiberglass. We took a long strip down the middle and then a couple wider strips and put them together, and so there's like 4 different layers of fiberglass on there. It's not going to go anywhere. It's that cut, whatever was in there from new, so from the factory, so obviously it lasted this long. But when we see things like that, we got to fix it and make it better, so that's what we did. And then we'll cut a piece of wood out, plywood that'll fit up in here, and it'll never be seen again, but at least we know that we took care of it. And then we're going to epoxy coat all this plywood here with penetrating epoxy and get a nice good saturation of that, so we don't have to worry about this wood ever absorbing any moisture in the future. And then the piece that was back here, we're going to take that home and we're going to clean it up a little bit, and then we're going to saturate that with penetrating epoxy as well, and then we're just going to put it back in place. It's nothing more than just a filler back here to help keep the little overhead panel that's in here somewhat from dipping up, you know, it keeps it level. So we're not going to go through a big deal to make a new piece. We'll just repair the piece that was in there, and it'll be all good to go. So yeah, we're hoping to cut the new pieces of plywood that are going to go in here over the weekend, and we'll cut them out of scrap plywood first, and then once we get a good fit, then we'll make it out of the good plywood. So, and that'll be that, and we'll put that back up in, and you know, move on, figure out what light fixtures we're going to put in here and get her done. I'm hoping this will be something we can wrap up in maybe 2 weeks with a couple trips here to do it and some work at home. Should take care of it. Be nice to be able to finish the galley and move on. So we have this panel here, has some temporary fasteners holding it in. I think it's time to see what's in here. Any guesses on what might be behind this panel? I think it's a money vault back there where they stored all the gold and all the valuables on the boat. Probably hid everything back there. There's probably a big stack of cash back there or something like that, or jewelry. So let's see what's in there. Well, this is a big surprise. Big letdown. This is not what we were expecting to find at all. Huh. Well, maybe the vault is somewhere else on the boat. So far we've been unable to find it. This is what's behind there. I was not expecting this. Not sure why electrical is going to be way back here. We have an electrical room on the other side, but here it is. But we'll have to figure out what this is all about. Crazy. I'll have to look in the manual, see what they did here, what the reasoning for all this is all about. Let's see here. Yeah. Interesting. Well, I figured there'd be a little bit of electrical back here just for that, but nothing to this extent. And I knew that the propane control panel was down there, but interesting. Well, it's crazy because there's not really a lot of power on this side of the boat, but well, let's see what it's for one of these days. We're not going to worry about it right now. Everything's working, so just remember that it's back here. So if you remember a few weeks back, we showed you these green glow LED lights, and we said we had a little secret project we were working on, and we were going to show you the surprise a little bit later. That little bit later is today. We're going to show you that surprise. So stay tuned. Keep in mind, this is just a prototype. This is not the final project. We had this idea of trying to find a way to create a glow from underneath the light base. And so when I saw these glow LED strips, I had to get some, and we had to try it out and come up with this idea and find a way to make it work. And so that's what this is all about. So here we've applied it to the base of the fixture, and we have that nice glow coming out from underneath, which looks pretty nice. So now we're going to go ahead and add the light fixture to it and see how that looks. Take a look at this. So please keep in mind, this is just a prototype, just a concept. We're not even sure if we're going to go with this or not. We're just trying it out to see how it looks in the boat. Alright, so here we are. Just messing around. This is still still in the very early stages of development. This is what I call the prototype. So just check it out. Be patient. I have ideas that I think can make this better, but this is a concept so far. So we'll start out here. We're going to go to night mode first. So we have that. Right? And then this is pretty cool. I'm digging it, so don't mind my bragging here a little bit. I'm kind of proud of this. And then we do this. We got that mode there. That's what we call full night mode. And yeah, it looks pretty cool, even from far away. You know, across the room. I had to put a little curtain sunshade over the window just because otherwise the backlight's coming in. We can't really show the dark mode then. But anyways, so just imagine we're gonna have we'll have 3 of these down this way in the galley area, and then we'll have some square ones here and 2 square ones there that'll all have this same lighting mode on them. Well, I'm not done messing with it. I have a couple ideas I need to try out at home, but the green glow, we're definitely down with that. We like it. The blue is cool. I had no idea it was going to look this cool, but I'm really into this now. So it's pretty cool. This is what baby and I want when it's nighttime in the boat. We want to have these on, and we're going to be chilling, watching movies or whatever. But anyway, so then let's see. Now when I turn the light on to just regular mode, with the green glow in the background, it kind of goes away. So you can still see it. It's still cool, but you know, obviously it's not. You don't have that effect anymore. And then here's the bright setting. But man, it's a bright light either way. So we'll have 3 of those in the galley area. So you still get a little bit of the glow on the background. I like it. And I don't have it tightened down all the way here. I just have it loosely installed. And the wires are just twist tied on the back, so we're getting probably getting a little bit of flicker because we don't have a really good connection. LEDs like clean electrical connections. But anyways, it's just to kind of get the idea. And then with this off, man, that's pretty cool. Even like that by itself, it's pretty wild. Let's see here. Yeah, that's cool. So, and then you put that on there, and that's pretty wow. Yep. Yeah, so we're pretty happy with this light design. We like the colors on it. We like the underglow, the green part that's glowing out there. It's all really nice. Keep in mind, this is still just a concept. We're not locking down this idea. We're just really trying out ideas, and this is kind of our test bed light fixture until we narrow it down to something we really like and something that we're going to be able to live with and look at on a regular basis and feel comfortable and enjoy looking at it. We're not sure if the green's going to be the fit, but for now, we're trying it out. We would love to hear your comments, either for or against, or try something different. Let us know, and we're happy to hear it, and we're always looking for new ideas. Thank you.
Okay, so did you enjoy?
Always.
You had fun?
Oh yeah, we have a good time.
Okay.
Yep, so working in the galley was, well, it was fun. It's interesting. You know, we had that, a while back we took a peek under that panel when we dropped it and noticed that there was some rot up in there as well. It wasn't nearly as bad as we expected, so mostly just required a lot of cleaning and sealing of the old plywood that was up there. And so that's what we're working on now, is we're back in the galley, and we want to fit a teak panel up in that area, similar to what we've done in the entertainment area, over where the TV's at.
But just for the lights, right?
Well, we got to put the panel in there, then we're gonna do the lights. So, but yeah, it's gonna be another one of those projects. So, but it's gonna be just that much better when we're done. So it's worth the time, worth the investment, and that's what we want to do anyway. So, And then as far as the bilge pump control switch with the indicator light, the whole reason we want to do that is for safety reasons. We don't want to be up in the helm on the sailboat, you know, out offshore somewhere and have no indication that our bilge pump is running.
Yeah.
It may be coming on, going on and off intermittently, or it might be running and we don't realize it. So having that light, and we're going to have an alarm hooked up to it in the future when we have our high level pump put in. We'll have an alarm on that. And so it's just all about safety. It's about awareness about how our machinery is working when we're underway. And we just want to know everything's okay. And if there's a problem, like let's say we had a through-hole fitting or something fail, if we could catch it early enough and have an awareness that that's coming on, that's a big safety feature. So it's a lot of work to get that wiring ran up into the cockpit helm area, but you know, it's worth having that up in there. I couldn't believe that that wasn't a factory installation already. There's no pump up there, no switch. So anyways, we got that, and it was a lot of fun, I'll just say that. So it's not finished, but at least it's ran and it works. And then we'll eventually either fabricate a new panel or we'll modify the one that's up there to have that mounted in there. But I haven't decided yet, so I'm just kind of leaving it for now until we figure out what we want to do with that. But yeah, I think that was a good idea. So.
All right, that's good then.
Yep, we're good.
So let's wrap this up.
Let's wrap it up.
All right, so hope you guys enjoyed this week's video update. And if you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe down below.
Bing.
Still.
Is everybody aware how to subscribe? It's really easy. You just click the button and the bell, right?
Easy for you to say it, right?
I know, but some people don't know how.
Yeah, please don't subscribe, unsubscribe. Anyway.
Yep. Okay, well, it's been fun as always, so we're just going to wrap this up and we'll see you guys next.
See you.
Bye. Now there's a nice looking shell. I'd keep that one.
And what's that?
My idea. Oh, we got a boat coming. It's this guy. Nice. Dang. 5 engines on the back. That was sweet.